Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. As always, hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you're here in the chat. We're going to have some fun, do some racing, and see how this new setup goes. Got a couple bugs already, so I may have to run another power source, but we will see if we can make it through the stream. Who knows? Tech on the fly kind of thing, but the great thing is I can see all you guys really well. So I can see the chat is now directly adjacent to me. So I can just look over there and see it. And it's a nice long list, so I don't miss any of your beautiful faces. So like I said, we're just gonna do some ZRacing, have some fun. Right now we're warming up, and we are on the Specialized. I know I was doing the Cervelo, and I still plan on doing some of that, but it is a good idea for those of you who happen to be in the Zwift Racing League that you start leveling up those bikes for the fall session, because at the end of the day, it's going to matter. It's going to matter a fair bit, because they're going to implement the upgrades, and if you're not on a fully upgraded bike, it's going to cost you some time. And with Zwift Racing League being as competitive as it is, it's going to be tough for you guys. It's going to be tough for me with some of those fully powered bikes. So start leveling them up. And I mean, it'll be good to have a strategy to do that. If you haven't done so already, probably first thing I would work on is an Aero bike. Hey, it looks like we got Mike Bad Decision Bell on the BMX right beside me. So ultimately, hey Mike, how's it going? So ultimately, you're going to want to get an Aero bike, probably the first thing to upgrade. With Zwift Racing League as well, TTTs being an important race, a whole race, you're probably going to want to upgrade those as well, and that's strictly based on time. And then thirdly, you might want a specialty bike for those uphill finishes. You might want a climber. Who knows? It's going to be interesting with all that kind of coming out this fall. And I mean, if you're ahead of the curve and you're leveling stuff, you're maxing out the BMX because it's clearly the fastest. Well, that's good, Mike. That is good. Clearly. It was good enough for Cruz, it's good enough for Mike. This pace bot is so slow, but it's okay. That's how we like our warm-ups. Nice and chill and slow. But as I was saying, at the end of the day, you're going to want to have at least those two bikes, the Aero bike and the TT, fully maxed out. It makes a huge difference. And I mean, really the SL8 is what I would go for. Then you can probably forego the climbing bike anyways. But if there is an uphill stage, which who knows, it's the Zwift Racing League. The Athos may be a thing. So at the end of the day, you might want to unlock one of those two, depending on what you're going to do. So yeah, I think it's interesting news. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I kind of said before, I liked what they did. I liked that they neutralized the upgrades. I liked that the bikes and the wheel sets still mattered. But I'm not sure how I feel about it because it is a significant difference. And I'm saying that knowing that I'm going to ride in this race today. I'm riding the Pinarello, which is my fully upgraded bike. Hey, Hulse, there's 9 miles till fully upgraded bike. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it takes a bit of work. And that's what I mean. Like, if you're going to start the season, you know, you're going to come from outside, jump on the bike, top fitness, and jump into the ZRL, as a lot of people do in September. And they just come from outside and they get into it. Although, I will say that the first month is a little, it's kind of like I don't want to be in if it's nice, especially here. James, hey, how's it going? What's up? Have fun on this one, the last quarter. Oh yeah, this, it's a punch of a climb, this one. And it's not looking good for me. I'm going to be honest in this race. We've got some ACAT riders from what I can tell. So I don't expect a lot from myself in this. It's going to be, it's going to not be good for JD today, I think, at the end of the day. But that's how this kind of works too. So just so you know, I'm rocking the new setup. I had some camera issues earlier, so if I all of a sudden disappear, let me know in the chat. I will try to kind of get it activated again. I can definitely do that, but it's kind of a little bit wonky. I think I need to run a little bit extra power to the USB hub because I'm running multiple hubs here, and make sure that I'm not overloading things. I guess that's the issue. I put, just so you guys know, I put up a third monitor. So great for me because I can see the chat all the way. It's like I've got it vertical. I've got a nice long chat list. So like I said, I can see all your beautiful faces. And it's awesome. Because half the time I got my face down and I only get like 2-3 lines of chat on my other monitor here. And then I miss half of the stuff that's going on. Yes, Mr. SpongeBob is definitely an A. I don't know what he's hanging out with the likes of me, but he's here. We'll get the betting going early. I am not. So that means the other, just going to go back to the chat screen, that's working. I must have enacted a secondary source when I was trying to fix what had broken earlier. And it's funny because I don't see it on the list of things. So there's some weird stuff going on, but that's fine. That is fine. Ah, there it is. Better get that open. Yeah, the extra legs would have helped. Maybe I should have just left it going and I would have got double the power. Exactly, Olsen. Double watts. You can be on my corporate team. I don't know, I break things probably more than I fix things. That's just how it works over here. But like I said, I'm like super stoked with this chat. I'm super excited. I also feel like I'm not, because I wear bifocals, because I'm old as fuck. I also find it a lot easier to read here instead of being on the monitor that's on the back wall and doing this all the time. So the nice thing is I can look down here and I don't even have to tilt my head because it's at the right level. This could be a game changer. Could be. Might not be. It might be a total disaster. Like I said, I got to find that power cord and get some extra juice in that USB hub, and that should help out. I agree, I break stuff more too. People say hull smash. Hull smash. That's a great thing. It's like nicknames or sayings or things like hull smash is good. And the thing is you never get to pick anything cool, but that's pretty cool. Best way to learn how to fix stuff is break stuff. I would agree. I would agree. And like I said, we break enough of it over here. Part of it is we're running this entire stream off this tiny little laptop that's probably not really in a position to handle all this stuff. At some point I will have to upgrade, get another monitor, which my wife will love, or keep this and then run a secondary computer to run some secondary stuff. Start networking, because it's total overkill. And if I've learned anything about YouTube and streaming and Zwift racing, it's if you wanna do it, you can do it really simple. But like bikes, it's like you see the next shiny thing and then it becomes this overcomplicated monstrosity that still you want to make even more complicated. For me anyways, that's how we're going to kind of do it. I got an extra monitor arm anyway, so maybe. And then we've added a new redeemable. The new redeemable is Redeem Fight, for those of you who are interested. That I haven't checked. If somebody can check if exclamation points works to see how many points you have, or if it's exclamation donuts. I switched the name to donuts. I don't know if it changed everything or not, but it might have. It might have. And then I'll have to change the Streamlabs prompts, obviously, to fix that if they're no longer points, if they are actually donuts. I think they may just be referred to as donuts, even though they're points. Keep it simple. Oh, no, Jeff. Nah, Jeffrey. I can't do that. I've already made it so complicated. All right, points works. Hey, Gordon, how's it going?
Well, this is just awful. These men are literally trying to tear one another apart.
It is working. So they might not be called donuts. They might still be called points. Thought I changed it, but clearly I don't know what I'm doing. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Gordon. Also been called a Great Dane, lovable. You're clumsy like Marmaduke. See, gotta be careful with Marmaduke, because Marmaduke, I think you're starting to date yourself. I know exactly what you're talking about. I bet you if you told my niece or nephew, they'd be like, what? And donuts clearly does not work. Hey Miguel, how's it going? Yeah, that was a nice little ride there, Miguel. Up the Alp. I mean, all the power to anybody that rides up the Alp. That's not me though. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is still kind of out there. They put out stuff every once in a while. I think they know who that is. But, all right, Jeffrey, have fun, man. Enjoy your group ride. Well, at least we got the 10K in for the Specialized. Means we've got like 8 to go before our first upgrade on the SL8, which again, like I said, if you haven't heard this already, you're hearing it here first, but Zwift Racing League will be implementing upgrades in the fall to the race series. They're going to start experimenting with it, I think, from what I understand, in July. And so with the series kicking off in September, it's going to become a huge deal for everybody in that league. Because if you don't plan ahead, and a lot of guys might not be, they might be out riding for summer, you could come in with a huge disadvantage coming in. So again, strategy is you should be updating an Aero bike, all-rounder. So honestly, at this point, I would go SL8. It's a little slower in the flats, better on the climb, but it takes away the need to really unlock a climbing bike. You could do the Pinarello. It's a little faster on the flats, a little slower on the climb. Just depends what your forte is. And you're going to need a time trial bike at the end of the day. So you want to start upgrading those pretty much right away. Otherwise, you could find yourself on the wrong side of some very strong riders on some very fast bikes. So it should be entertaining. It could be a very interesting season 1 for the ZRL this upcoming year. I think there may be some people caught with their pants down, unaware kind of thing, and make some guys a lot more competitive that may not have been as competitive. And as I said before, I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. At the end of the day, I kind of liked how they did it before with the bikes and the wheel sets, but not the upgrades. Yeah, we're like 8 kilometers away from an upgrade. All right, we got some formalities out of the way. You know what time it is. I'm gonna have to go. There's not much of that left. I have a ton of this stuff, and I see the camera. Has stopped. And this is what I mean. We're going to have some technical difficulties, I think. Oh, it is working again. It's going to be one of those things, I think. Oh no, this could be really bad. I shut it down and it restarted. There we go. Close that, close that. So it may turn itself off and on. All right. Not much left. We're running out of the syrup, boys. I don't know what we're going to do. Spin the secret sauce. That's a good move, Charles. That's a good bike. It's a good choice. It is definitely a good choice. All right. Let's do this thing. Cheers.
Do it. There's another rookie. It's embarrassing. Come on, Thorne. Oh. I am all this man.
Good stuff. I'm in the low fives, Charles. So we got some A's. I'm also interested now because we got Trons in here. We only got 4 people. That's not a good sign. SpongeBob is the man to watch. He is Cat A. So I don't know how this race is going to look like out the gate, but potentially could be bad. Could be bad. Yeah, I hope before it just shut off, it froze. Like I said, I'm going to have to get some more power to this USB. I've totally overblown the USB power of this thing. I have so much crap going on here now. Bad choices, Mike. Bad choices. This is definitely going to be a sit-in race. And that's exactly right, Gordon. This race is going to be fine until it's absolutely not. And then it's really not going to be good. Ah, nice. Nice, Charles. Yeah, that climb is nasty. It is just nasty. Should be great for Mike. Isn't it just one big hit at the end? I don't even know. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's just like bump, that big bump where you go up around the corner on the cobbles, and then it's, you know, that's going to be where the race is won or lost. No, I'm still a mid-C at best. I just, when the courses are flat, $400 20 minutes. Child's play. That's only probably like 200 watts more than I ever want to do. Being good for Mike requires Mike to use brain good to be there at the end. That's right. Yeah, that's not a good strategy. 8.5 out the gate is not high. Libby twist cobbles, 23rd straight up, sprint, and drag up governors. Yeah, it's. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, or like Gordon said, I will be fine until I absolutely am not. 3 hits. I kind of maybe should change my wheel set. And we're going to do that. My fat ass should keep me fast enough on the flats. I'm going to need all the help I can get at the end. I think if Mike holds in comfortably when he gets to the cobbles, he can put the hurt on everybody. So my advice, Mike, is sit in the whole time. All right, quick switch. Hey, Alex. I just want to quickly roll out my piriformis because we're going to be standing. Do. All right, all right, all right. Is Mike still on the BMX? Mike's flexing. Yeah, there's not a lot of racers today. That's the category below, like I said, and that's where I was before, is widely packed. When I signed up for this, and there was only 3 in here at that time, I think there was already 20 signed up for the lower race. So I am sure over time it will now, SpongeBob is in here, so keep an eye on that name. 19 entered now, below. That's nice. Well, we got 11 here, so and I mean, a lot of times, let's be honest, like we bring lots of people to the races. Like sometimes it's me, Mike, Darren, Miguel, Peter, EZ, like there's 5, 6 of us that all race. So, I mean, I guess it inflates those numbers. Oh, 19 here. Oh, that's good. Yeah, they're starting to drop in now. Let's hopefully have some wheels to kind of sit in and do as little work, because like I said, I think it's going to get really ugly fast. Like I said, SpongeBob, does he have a heart rate monitor on? He does. Okay, so SpongeBob is Cat A. Wow. That's not good. Racing's always fun. That's why I always, Monday for sure. We're doing Wednesday, we're doing ladder race. Thursday, if it's raining, just like to have our fun. I don't know. He comes up as SpongeBob Square. It might be. He's Cat A, so when I signed up, it was him and another Cat A, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The nice thing is, to be honest, if you're Cat A, you just sit in and wait for your moment and see how everybody is, and maybe test the waters a little bit and see how much fun you can have. All right, time to party. Thanks, George. Let's hope so. I don't think it's going to be. We got 4 D-Dub riders. Wallace, myself, Mike, and Darren. We also have a redeem
All the
fight
humanity
that we
he is
added.
slower than a disabled sausage dog.
There goes Mike. Whew. Might be a plan. Whew. Whew. SpongeBob. His heart rate's super low. It's not a good sign.
Well, this is just awful. These men are literally trying to tear one another apart.
Just try to sit in, Mike. I want to see you have a good go at those climbs. I think unleash Mike on the climb. I'm just trying to work for Mike a bit. Hey, Mike. I'm going to suicide attack. Get ready for it. Going in hot. Go, my boy. Go, Mike. Whew. Stay with him, you got it. Your territory. Nice work, Mike. Good work. Good work, Mike. All right, Darren. Woo.
I've been working out so hard today that my sleeves fell off. Ah!
Nice work, Darren. Hey, Colin. Nice work. You just flew past me there. Whew. So Darren fourth. What did Mike get? I want to say 10th. I want to say 10th. Now we'll see in a sec here. Oh, it's not over. It's over. So Darren just out of fourth. SpongeBob third. Would have expected him higher. Mike 12th. Nicely done, my dude. I did what I normally don't do, and that was push the pace a bit on the front. I didn't fancy being in that cat. Oh. Be nice if I could keep that pace for an entire race, but no way. No way. It was just, like I said, suicide launch there, pull Mike ahead. And those guys were on it like right away. Yeah, that's a lot of wattage on the downhills. Now you've probably gained 2 minutes on the GC on me though, Mike. Not that it made much difference in the result, but hey. Yeah, it looked that way, SpongeBob. Radio tower now. I'll tell you what, not radio tower, but I'll do this. I'll tell you what, and I got this idea from you, Colin. The moment that this stream has 100 consecutive viewers, so 100 viewers at once, at a peak time, I will do the Alp immediately after. So, there you go, I've said it. If we can get this to 100 consecutive viewers during a race, as long as it's not a ZRL race, because I'll be so spent that I'll probably just throw up or pass out anyways afterwards. But on a Monday race, or after a Rhino Crit, if I do a Rhino Crit on a Thursday and we have 100 consecutive viewers active in the chat, so things are just going off that I can't even keep up with this new setup, I will do an Alp afterwards. And yeah, I'll do it. And you guys know, like, I will not climb the Alp. Otherwise, I don't do it on purpose. So there you go. I'll have to tag everyone on Discord. Wait a minute. Well, this will be easy because I could see the numbers. We're at 21 right now. So by the time we hit like 70 or something like that, I'll just end it here. But moving forward, if we have 100 consecutive people in the chat, subs are going off, all that kind of stuff, we will definitely, we'll do an Alp afterwards. Yeah, you guys are always welcome to join me, but it may be the slowest Alp in the history. Like, it will be not a sub-hour like Mike, or it will not be a close. Miguel put in a really great effort on the weekend. I'm sure he's got a video. Well, he's got the video up because it was live stream. Watch that. It was a fantastic effort. But like I said, I'll be caught dead on a climb. You see what I'm good at. I'm good for pushing the pace, leading people out, and then slog it out forever on the climb by myself. Ryan likes the Alp, though. You see, that's the difference, though. Ryan likes the Alp. He will ride the Alp. He enjoys the climb. I do not whatsoever. I am a guy, that I like crit racing. I like going fast, and like I said, I love the sprint. So I'm good for 12 to 13 seconds. And that's about it. So there you go. I've got the proof. I can just imagine the proof. It's probably as good as the winning one, I would assume. Not watching. 121. An easy ad. That was an easy ad. But making it an event so we could all lower our ZRS. I am truly envious of anybody that can climb and loves to climb. It is a slog for me at the best of times, and I'll do it. Like I said, every year we go up and we climb Highwood Pass, which is like 2,000 odd meters of elevation, and it's a slog. It is an absolute slog. But on the downhill, I don't even have to do anything. It is just, and it gets scary fast. It gets super scary fast, and I tell you, I get worried on the descent probably more than I do on the climb. You should do Uber Pretzel as well. I'll help with you all anytime as long as I'm not TTing it or so. There you go. Making it an event. There we go. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, there are guys like Ryan Condon, he always does Alp events. Zwifter just did an Alp event. That's what Miguel did. Again, you can check that on his channel. It's super cool that those guys do it. But like I said, I mean, I avoid it like the plague. It's if I don't have to climb, if it's not in a race and I don't have to do it, it's not happening. I don't seek it out. Although that's funny because I have two Everesting jerseys because I've Everested twice, and that's nasty as hell. And that's just out of sheer determination. Those of you who watched at Christmas will have seen me do the PRL. I don't know how many times up Box Hill, but way too many. It's just absolutely a slog. I worked on climbing outdoors. You see, I will say this. Climbing outdoors, for me, is a lot more tolerable because I can use my body weight a little bit to the advantage. I can switch it up. I can stand, I can sit, I can stand, I can sit. And when I stand, I can use my full force on the pedals. I can't do that on the trainer as well. It just doesn't work out as well. Tempest Fusion for the win. There you go. 100 viewers, I'll do the Alp. If we hit 101, I'm doing Tempest Fusion for an hour. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I still avoid Everesting the Alp. Yeah, it's not like that amount of time on a trainer is not fun. It just no. It's just not good. I apologize for all of you that bet on me doing well today. The poor guys that picked podium. Look at this. Look at this. A lot of unhappy bettors. Wah, wah. That was tough. That was tough. Well, I'm glad the camera remained on once it finally kind of got going. Like I said, I got to get some power to that. The chat is working spectacular. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's a lot easier for me to read over here too. And then I can put like all the sauce information up there that to no end, which will be good. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Paul. Appreciate it. 101 Street. There you go. I will say, Colin, for those of you in the Discord, Colin posted a really cool photograph. It's always nice to see guys meeting up in real life and riding together. Colin had a special guest in his neighborhood, found some new places to ride, and that's awesome. I'm going to finish off this last 8 kilometers, I think, for the Specialized. Kind of do a cool down, which I don't do enough, to be honest. New artist work, just hit Discord. Nice. Oh, there we go. Nice. Nicely done. We met, we rode, he left, was very quick, to the point. It's fun. It's still nice to kind of meet up with people and in the real world and all that kind of stuff. I have a lot of locally. I ride with a lot of guys that found me through YouTube and through videos and all those kind of things. So it's always cool. Yeah, I'm a fair weather rider though. That's the thing. I will not ride outside when it's raining. Here, if it gets too smoky because of the forest fires, we'll definitely hold those off, those kind of days, and ride inside. I always ride inside on Mondays just because I'm dedicated to doing this race at this time slot, and it's a routine. So I just kind of like to sit in and do that. And you know, it's a nice day today, but it's turning bad. We're gonna have some thunderstorms, so it's kind of one of those things you got to be careful with too. Get off, you know, get outside, go for an evening ride, and then get pelted by golf ball size hailstones. But one off your personal best, Mike, that's spectacular. Also rode with the new tires today. Yeah. I forgot what you got. You got Pirellis? Was it Pirellis or did you get the Contis? I mean, both are very nice tires. Depending on the bike, depends on what I've run. I've been running Goodyears, the F1s, tubeless, mainly because they were easy to get 32 millimeters in, which I like to run. I like to ride a wider one, so I have those on my Zips. And then on my gravel set, I've got the 38 millimeter Gravel Kings, and then on the SL8, on the Rovals, I have some 28 Schwab Pros. The Pirellis, yeah, Pirelli makes nice tires. They're definitely fast. Cracked 30K meters climbing on my journey to the Tron bike too. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's a slog that. At the end of the day, the Tron bike. This is one thing, I'm looking at all these jerseys. One thing I wish you could do, and if video games and Call of Duty has taught me anything, this is the worst idea, but I like the idea, is the ability to bring in your own custom jersey. I would love to basically make my own custom kits in Zwift. I would spend hours probably doing that. The max I can put in is 30 seconds. And I would like to try. Oh, next is 30s. There is a big difference. I'll say this. Like if you're gonna race crits, like I know you want to get into racing, Colin. The wider tires are a bit better, just because sometimes, unless you know the course really, really well, which a lot of people do if they do 4-corner crits or weekly crits with people. If you don't see anything and you're just following the wheel and somebody takes a bad line, you take a hit. You can run a bit lower pressure, so you got more tire contact. And tubeless is better because flatting in a crit, like just, you got to get a wheel, right? So custom paint schemes in the sim racing games are always fun. Yeah, 100%, Mike. I'd love to be able to get long sleeves and long legs as well. Yeah, that would be interesting too. Although it would kind of mix it up, which would be good. Is a TT beat for crits? TT bike for crits? No. Like Criterium Racing, like you would just use your fastest aero bike. They tend to be flat. Well, here they're flat, dead flat. It's like no elevation, flat, round in circles. Go really fast. But you're in a group. TT bike is just, TT bikes are good for, again, flat. I mean, there's a lot of guys that do it out here. More of the triathlon guys you'll see on them. But like long time trial, 20K, 30K, an hour kind of race, and straight, nobody else in the way, all that kind of stuff. Crit, you got to be able to maneuver and ride and turn and be in the group, so it's and it's fast pace. I have 28s now, but would like to get into crits. Need a power meter so I can get a better idea of training. Power meter, best bet starting out, my advice is get a single-sided Asioma power meter pedal. Just go for that. I have that. My SL8 has a built-in power meter. I have the pedals, like if you switch bikes, it's great. The gravel bike, I have the Asioma gravel pedals, so the mountain bike pedals, the little tiny little ones. Again, work great. Don't just get the entry level one. You don't need both sided power. Yes, you get better power readings when you've got both sides, but to be honest, like, unless you are, I always say this, it's like, unless you have a physical discrepancy. So like me, I screwed up my hip. I had the bone removed on the tibia, like a portion of my bone removed in the tibia to remove a growth when I was 15 years old. So they scraped out my leg, cut a big chunk of the bone, and the bone had to heal back, and yada, 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 because I had a big tumor in there, which was a ton of fun. And at the end of the day, if you've got a physical discrepancy, it might help with rehab or seeing power and stuff, or working on it with like single foot power drills or anything like that. But at the end of the day, like I said, to give you just a rough idea what your power is, single-sided works fine. It's all you need. I wouldn't spend any more money than that personally. Yeah, it's cool to have both, but that money is better spent on other things. It's my personal opinion, but you know, the nice thing about the Asioma or even the Garmin, like, Asioma is good. They make the solid. It's probably the best platform. They now have the SPD-L for those of you who like Shimano. They've got all formats. They got the built-in battery. The nice thing is that you can get the rebuild kits for the bearings. And the other part is at the end of the day, if you can't live without both sides, you can always buy a secondary pedal, which is a good idea. Are you saving all your sweat points or something? No, I've spent a ton. So I have a fully upgraded Pinarello. I have a fully upgraded minus, I think I've got maybe 20 minutes left to do on the Cadex. And then we're working on doing this, the SL8, which we're almost there, which we're going to spend the points on here in a minute. And then we'll spend a chunk of that. That's what we're saying. Would a power meter be a waste of purchase on a pretty bad to mid bike? So again, no, but there's a big but. You're going to buy the pedals, and I'll grab them in a second here just to kind of show you. I'll just do that now. I can always hook back onto him. So these guys, these are the Aero electronics. They're flashing. I haven't used them in a while. But basically this pod is the power meter. It's a pedal. It screws like any other pedal. So it can go on any bike that you want. And it's a power meter. So the beauty of it is if you do that, it doesn't matter if it's a $50 junk bike or a $15,000 dream machine. You can always switch it out. And the other thing is too is that if you have multiple bikes, you have the same power meter on every bike, meaning that if you swap out the pedals, so I used to put those, other than when I would do like more aggressive gravel things, I would run road on my gravel bike. I now have the, like I said, I have the other Asiomas now, so I run regular SPD on the gravel bike, which just makes it better if you have to hike. But there goes Mike on the BMX. Got to upgrade that BMX for ZRL. Just for the clout, just for the clout. But I would ride basically those, and I would just swap the pedals out between bikes. The nice thing about that is that you have a power meter that is the same. So it doesn't matter as long as you go in the app and set your crank lengths, although I imagine on your bikes they're all the same crank lengths anyways, you'll have the same power readings. Because sometimes, even though most of them are accurate, 2, 1, 3%, 5%, depends on the power meter, you always have the same readings, because some of them, even after you calibrate them, they can be a little bit of discrepancy, which a few watts can make a difference sometimes. But as long as you know kind of where you're at and what it should be, you're all golden. Guess I need new shoes for them too. Currently rocking an old set of OMP race boots and flats. Ooh. You will find a difference when you clip in, that's for sure. Just know that if you don't clip out, you also notice a difference. Grinding BMX upgrades for the Tron bike upgrades. Oh, is that how it works? I guess it is a Zwift bike, isn't it? I'd rather have a power meter on a crap bike than not on a good bike. There you go. There you go. And like I said, I mean, the nice thing is as you upgrade bikes, you just take them with you. Any kind of road bike, nobody's selling the pedals with you. People are keeping their pedals. Most bikes, if you buy a new bike in a bike shop, at best you're going to get those little plastic Walmart pedals attached to it, a pair of flats that you're not going to grip onto at the end of the day. Trust me, I was doing 750 watts with flats. There you go. Found the difference. Yeah, I mean, it's there's some different techniques to it. You can kind of, well, research kind of shows that your power is what it is and is kind of the same. I will say this for clip-ins. Like for me personally, I feel like I have better control on the bike when I'm clipped in, and I just I don't have to worry about like slipping off. Like when you mountain bike, I used to wear flats because downhill mountain biking and freeride mountain biking is a totally different beast. Clipped in would be nuts because you got to bail. But yeah, I mean, you can push through. You can kind of push and pull up and down. And like I said, it's good for pedal drills as well if you do have imbalances or just working on being smooth. Yeah, you see, and you won't do that. Or I shouldn't say you won't. You'll rarely do that. Every once in a while, you accidentally unclip yourself, which is never fun. When's the action going to start? Action's long done. Long done, Riz. I'm just last few kilometers here to upgrade the SL8. That, and I'm just happy that the camera lasted this long. Had some hiccups at the start. Like I said, I got to find a power cable for that USB hub and hook that in, but the chat's working a lot better this way. I will say, I'll take a photograph and put it in the Discord, but it's phenomenally better. Phenomenally better. I am so happy that I have done this. And because Riz pointed out that I had multiple YouTube and streaming things in the Discord too, I changed one to streaming tech, so it's in there. Did I win? And if you mean like being like in last place, yes, I did win. I was the king of Mooback. No, I suicide bombed into the climb for Mike and Darren. Darren managed to take 4th. Mike managed to take 12th, and I limped in about 16th place or so. Everybody beats JD. What do I think of Rui and other virtual cycling apps? Some are good. I would say the best out of them is IndieVelo, which was developed by the same guy that helped develop Zwift early on, so no surprise, very similar feel. I just feel with the wind and the way it moves and the way the riders kind of flow, I find a lot better. That you can't just like belt it into corners. You can't belt it into a hairpin and expect to not lose some speed. So it's got some interesting kind of dynamics there. It feels a lot more attacky, counter-attacky, the way they've got their bots programmed, because it is bot heavy, which is not so good about it. My whoosh is okay. I just feel like the avatar looks like you're working so hard to go nowhere when you're climbing. It's like, I don't know, I don't like it. It looks like you're moving so hard and you're working so slow. All right. Let's upgrade this guy. IndieVelo, V-E-L-O. It's part of Training Peaks now. Training Peaks bought it. I think it's still free for maybe a few days or a month. And then it will go as part of the IndieVelo thing. It was good because it was free for a long time. George, the guy that develops it, ultimately there we go. Upgrade 1 done. Getting ready for that ZRL. Training Peaks, yeah. Training Peaks virtual now. There we go. March. Thanks, Riz. Yeah, I knew it was free for a bit. It's unfortunate because I enjoyed it. Like, if you go back and take a look at some old streams, like I did ride an IndieVelo. I think it was pretty good as far as things go. I don't know. I still kind of want to upgrade this. Get a few more kilometers on that guy at low cadence. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Like I said, my whoosh, I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people are on there because they had racing that was paying money, and they've got the dual, which is a nice thing about Training Peaks Virtual, I guess we'll call it now, is that it had, if you have the power meter pedals like I do here, and the trainer, it verifies with both. Hard to leave. You can buy a year and it's cheaper, which is cool. All right, take her easy, Colin. To be honest, though, like, I mean, I'm on Trainer Road. I don't know how many of you guys are doing any kind of training stuff. I mean, Training Peaks might be good. It might be a good deal if that's what you want to do, and just have it as an extra. I've been doing Trainer Road. Now that it's integrated in Zwift, it's like I don't see a point of switching at this point. And I mean, to be honest, like the population of riders, Zwift is so far ahead of everybody else. Until somebody can do something that's going to knock them off that kind of pedestal, which is, it's hard to to make up that kind of ground. I felt like there was a bit of a shift when Zwift upped their prices. There was a little bit of a revolt, but I mean, if you're just noodling and riding around with virtual pacers, I mean, it doesn't really matter what you use. I mean, I did a lot of time on Trainer Road when Trainer Road was just a screen with like, do this many watts, and you would do it because that was part of your training thing. I mean, obviously people like the virtual world and see people around them and in the interaction, which is a huge part, but you know, it just depends what you like. I mean, but for racing, because you've got the Zwift Racing League, for those of you guys that know that I race on a team, Dirty Watts, who I've been with for years, and they're a fantastic group of people that do an amazing job making racing great for so many of us, and Riz can attest to that, and so can Mike, and so can Miguel, and everybody else Darren, everybody else that's on the DW family that tends to be on these streams. At the end of the day, WTRL, which is their main focus, and ZRL is going to be here, so. And Rizzle as well, that's right. Which you can check out on the Discord. Riz has got everything set up there. You can talk to him about ladder racing, and he's got his own Discord as well. So we desperately need more routes, longer routes on Watopia as an extension. Somebody said, oh nice, you got legacy pricing there, Riz, that's nice. Hopefully for winter season. That would be nice if they got the dual recording, Gordon, for sure. It would take out some of the interesting stuff. Hey, Nathan, I got to go back and watch your stream and do all that kind of stuff. I know you were going through some of the things, and I definitely, with this setup now, like I said, I just posted in the Discord in the streaming tech talk thing. You can see what I'm talking about. Now, I've got that entire TV, all 70 inches of it, to put as much garbage from sauce as I possibly can in there. Riz RL, not Rizzle. But it's always going to be Rizzle. 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 Put the sizzles in. The Rizzle puts the sizzle in racing. I don't know. 100%. 100%. They were back. They were playing about it for elite riders a few months back. Oh, there we go. It'll come eventually. That's like I said, the reason I am out noodling on this stupid gravel bike is that at the end of the day, I think we're going to see some gravel racing in the next month or two. Mainly because they've updated these. I mean, I shouldn't be riding this on Tempest, all faces, but it's still flat. It'll still be the faster time for this thing. But because they've updated that the gravel bikes are now faster than the road bikes on gravel, not on road, I think we're going to see some gravel racing for the next ZRacing series. So I kind of want to be prepared. I want an upgrade or two. So we're upgrading the Cervelo. To be fair, if you were in Australia, we would call you Rizzo. Nice. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this, being able to read more than 1, 2, 3 lines of chat. It is definitely making a huge difference. So we've got, like I said, we've got ladder racing this Wednesday. So we'll be racing with, I think, Riz, Miguel, and a couple people that I have not met yet. Well, that is my name. There you go. Wait, you're not the Rizzler? Ladder is 6 p.m. I think Mountain Standard, so it's like 2 hours after this stream started. So it's a bit later. So apologies to anybody in Europe. You're probably not going to watch it because it's going to be way past midnight for you. B Rizzler. Brizzler? Tonight we are on TF Racing Coalition. Oh, nice. Nice. I will have to watch. I'll have to sort that out. I mean, if there are days that you guys are racing on Monday, and I think if you've got things open, if you let me know in advance, because I always kind of set these up on Sundays, these streams, I can have it so when this stream ends, it dumps everybody into your stream, which is kind of a nice touch. Again, for months and months, I always complain about it, but YouTube really needs a raid feature. They really need it where when I'm done pedaling around, that at the end of the day, I can just drop you off at another stream. But it doesn't do a good job of that. So unfortunately, you just kind of see up to 244th in the GC. I will have dropped down because I was like 2 minutes behind you, Mike, after my effort up, which is horrible. I mean, it was good. Like I said, did my job, kept the pace high, and then let you and Darren know that I was going to suicide launch in that climb, launch my feather, and it was off. And as soon as it started, it was over. Ah, well, that's how that kind of works, I guess. Ah, true, true. Very true. All right. Well, I think that's enough for me. A few extra kilometers on the bike here and there, which is good. Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody dropping in and chit-chatting. Glad everything kind of eventually worked out and only froze like twice. But at the end of the day, it seems to have worked, which is good. So we're going to end stuff here and call it a day. So it looks like Miguel and Riz are doing some ladder racing. I'm going to jump in the shower and take a look at that. If somebody's streaming that, check it out. Links should be in the Discord if they're not already. So check that out. Anyways, if you haven't done so already, throw a thumbs up. And again, once I'll make it here, and somebody can clip this if they want. Once we get a stream with 100 concurrent viewers, after that race, as long as it is not a ZRL race, I will do an Alp for y'all. I will just, after the race, immediately up the L. So that's what we're going to do. Catch you all later. Appreciate it. And until next time, see ya.